You are listening to How to Get Over Your Ex, episode number 261, How to 10x Your Dating Potential Without Going on 100 Dates. Welcome to How to Get Over Your Ex, a podcast on getting over your ex without it just taking time. I'm your host, breakup coach Dorothy. Let's turn your pain into power and your heartbreak into happy. Hello, beautiful Bravehearts. I hope you're doing well today. And if not, I am here to remind you it is all going to be okay. I promise. Whether you're feeling deep in the dumps about your breakup or you're feeling extraordinarily underwhelmed or overwhelmed with your dating experience, I promise you we're only going up from here. Okay? So today I wanted to chat with you about an amazing coaching session that I had with my girl, M, is what I'll call her, in the Bigger and Better Life Mastermind. It was amazing. So when you do the Bigger and Better Life Mastermind, you get a one-on-one session with me. And we were doing that one-on-one session. We uncovered so much. Her whole project inside of this 6-month mastermind has been about dating. And we have maybe about like a month and a half left at the time of recording this. I'm not sure when this comes out. We might even be concluded by the time this comes out. But right now, in this present moment, we have about a month and a half left, and she's just killing it. And a lot of the work she's put in so far has been around limiting beliefs that were keeping her stuck, doing different tactics she didn't really like or agree with when it came to dating, right? She was consumed with the collective culture of there's right ways and wrong ways of dating, there's strategy, there's going on 100 dates. It's almost like the hustle culture that I've seen it grow and build, and it's around dating. Like we went through the boss babe hustle culture of business, and now I'm just seeing it come out in the dating realm as well. And she wanted to transform that and feel light and unattached and calm around dating. And that was so cool. You know, she got to that place where she has these very important, what should I call them? Like 3 truths that feel really true and real to her now. And she's in like such a cool place. And that didn't always, it wasn't always that way. She didn't always feel that way. Like at the beginning, she couldn't say that she fully believed these truths. Okay. But now she's in this place where she, number 1, believes I'm worthy and deserving of the partnership that I want. Number 2, I believe I'll have and get that partnership. And number 3, I can trust my personal process to that partnership. And I think that's so cool because I don't think a lot of us feel that, or a lot of the people that I talk to about dating who have a lot of questions about dating, I think are missing those 3 strong core beliefs and truths about themselves. Like, could you imagine if you truly believed those things about you, you would feel so confident in your deservingness and worthiness. And then you would know in your bones that you would get what you wanted in a partner. Like even just that one alone is like, whoa. And then also to believe in and trust your own process, right? You didn't feel like you have to like go out and find the right way to date. You just knew your way would get you there, and your way could come from within rather than searching the most strategic ways of dating. So now the question she kept coming back to was, who am I? Like as I'm this new self of mine who has these 3 core beliefs that I didn't have before, who am I as a dater? As someone who dates in this new self and this new self identity, what does that look like, right? How does she date? And what does that look like? And what is that process? And we wrote it down because it was so important. But listen, if you don't believe in the 3 truths we talked about, this question would be really hard to answer, right? Because if you don't have the first truth around feeling worthy and deserving, your mind would find a way to show your worth to like prove your deservingness, right? Like it'd be a lot of proving tactics. But if you didn't have the second truth around knowing you'll have the partnership you want, like the certainty in getting the end result, you might settle for partners who you don't fully align with. And then if you don't believe in the third truth and trusting your own process, you're out there searching and pushing and hustling and trying to find the right way to date and thinking you're always wrong. There's something wrong with you, right? So please note that when she answered this question, she already had the background, the foundation of believing in herself and knowing she's worthy and deserving, believing in the outcome that she's going to get it, and believing in the process, which is going to be hers, right? So then when she answered this question of what does this look like for me? Who am I now as a dater in this phase? It was so clear. It came to her so clearly. And she mentioned she's focused more on me. Well, not on me, but on herself, right? I'm saying it in the first person, but focused more on me than what, the other person I'm dating is doing, not attached to the outcome, safe to experience joy, love, giddiness, and excitement. And she's a participant in her life, not so much as an observer, but she's like in her life, living it. And ultimately, she landed on this idea of like, I'm looking to feel good with another human being. And when you have that North Star like that, this idea that you can come back to time and time again is I'm looking to feel good with another human being. It makes all your dating decisions, small and big, so much easier, right? So this is something that I want for all of you. If you're not having fun dating, or if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed or even underwhelmed in your experience, or you feel like you're pushing and forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do in the name of commitment, like being committed to getting it, I want to show you a new way, and it's this new process that she demonstrated. It's truly about evolving you. It starts with elevating yourself above the riffraff, above the collective culture around dating currently. Now, figuring out who you are and believing in those three truths to create a solid foundation and a core to you is so important, and that has to be the first step. And then the second step would be then gaining clarity about your process. So I asked this specific client, what have you done in the last 4 months to step into those three truths for yourself? Because they weren't always her core foundation. They weren't always true. She didn't always fully believe in them. And I asked her what she did. And you know what she said? A very simple process that I've taught y'all on the podcast before and in my programs very thoroughly and in depth when it comes to getting over your ex. And she followed the same process. She said, I simply decided, I committed, and I practiced. She decided those three truths are going to be her truths, right? So you can do that. Decide that those three truths are going to be your truths. Commit to being that person by going all in with your energy, your time, your money, your effort, all of it. Go all in with a bunch of gumption and do not give up. And then wake up practicing being that person every single day. Practice, practice, practice. Now, I was blessed to watch her journey in this experience, and she truly practiced being the version of her who had these three beliefs. She wouldn't get mad at herself when she failed. She wouldn't beat herself up. Not once did I ever hear her say she hasn't made progress or that she's trying and it's not working. She just kept taking steps forward, and our practice looked a lot like inner voice work, tuning into her inner voice to ask for guidance and building that bond with herself to show herself she knows her best and she can trust herself. Now, your practice might look different, and that's totally fine. That's absolutely great. But what does that version of you who holds those three truths as their own look like? How do they feel? What do they think about in life? About obstacles, about themselves? How do they think about all of those things? Are you matching that person each day? Because newsflash, you get to do that. You get to try on this person every single day. You get to say, hey, I'm going to match my frequency or vibration for those of you who are out there that are woo-woo. And for those of you who are very logical, it's like I get to match their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions. I get to match that person. I don't have to. You don't need to. You don't have to try. You get to do that. And it's a decision that you make every single day. You recommit to it every single day and you practice it. So here's what I want you to do today to 10x your dating potential without going on 100 dates, unless that feels exciting for you and it is a part of your process. But identify which one of these beliefs feels the closest to true for you, right? I'm worthy and deserving of the partnership I want. I believe I'll have the partnership I want, or I can trust my process to the partnership that I want. You'll then decide, commit, and practice that belief until it feels 100% like you. And then you'll move to the second closest truth and then do the same thing to the third closest truth, which is AKA the furthest one away. We want to start with the smallest gap and go up to the largest gap, which builds your confidence. So once you feel solid and 100% in all three of those beliefs, then you can ask yourself the question, who am I as a dater with this new self-belief? Is this new self identity, who am I as a dater? And you can look at and get clear about the terms of how I want this to look. How do I want dating to look for me? Because you set those parameters, and if it's going to happen no matter what, meaning you'll get the result no matter what parameters you set, then you get to decide what feels good and most aligned for you when it comes to the process. So good. I am so excited for you, Braveheart. This is going to change the game for you in your dating journey. I have seen it completely transform my client, and she's just so much more calm, complete, light around dating, which is really the opposite I'm seeing for the collective. All right, my love, I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will talk to you next time. If you're loving the How to Get Over Your Ex podcast and you want to learn how to get over your ex in 3 months or less to build a life better than the one you thought you had with your ex, I would like to personally invite you to my next group course where we take everything you've learned here on the podcast and apply it to your life. Come check it out at www.lifecoachdorothy.com.